Hello everybody, it's everyone's favourite feisty feline, Zephas Gracepaws here. If you're new around here, please subscribe and ring the bell for more furry fandom related content. Also, why not join my Discord community? Link in the description. So today we're starting a brand new series here on the Zephas Gracepaws channel. We're going to look at my top 10 of different furry things. And today we're going to go through the top 10 furry cartoons that you need to check out. So without further ado, let's hop into the list. In at number 10 is a classic that keeps getting rebooted, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So the basics of this just quickly, since I know that you've definitely all heard of this. There's a group of 4 turtles who live in a sewer and they're trained in combat by their rat leader, Master Splinter. And I remember back when I was a kid, there was very few children's channels that we got because I didn't have like satellite or anything. So one of the channels was just old cartoons, and this one was one that was on there. I'm not sure when it was from, I think like 80s, 90s. But yeah, I remember just watching this all the time because it was one of the few things that was on, but it was really cool. But yeah, this is one that keeps getting revamped all the time with great shows and not so great movies, but there's plenty out there to watch. In at number 9 we have another absolute classic. We have Disney's House of Mouse. Now obviously there's loads of Disney movies and shows that we could include here, especially a lot of the movie spin-offs, but for me this one was a big part of my early childhood. So for those unaware, House of Mouse started around 2001 and it ended in 2003, and it followed the whole cast of all the classic Disney characters who attended this kind of dinner theatre that was run by Mickey and Minnie. It was a really cool concept, and it had these sort of storyline segments of Mickey trying to run his theatre, as well as sort of showing old 50s, 60s, 70s cartoons in a kind of let's watch what they're watching at the cinema kind of thing. And it was really, really awesome. Episodes probably available online, so if that appeals to you, go check them out. In at number 8 is My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic. Now this is in the number 8 spot because it's got a pretty loose link to the furry fandom. If by some reason you've managed to miss the show and all of the hype around it, the show itself is a revamp of the My Little Pony franchise that was released in 2010. The show itself follows a group of friends as they take on challenges and overcome them with the power of friendship. Honestly, if you've not seen it, it's pretty cute, it's very chill and relaxing, and definitely one to check out. Though, that being said, it's not one for everyone. So for that reason, it's in at number 8. In at number 7 we have a great Warner Brothers production. Not the only Warner Brothers production to come up on this list, spoiler alert, is Pinky and the Brain. It was originally created and produced by Steven Spielberg, so just in case you need a big name to be involved, this is the one for you. So this show is another one of the few that were broadcast on that children's TV channel that I talked about earlier, despite having come out probably 10 years prior to that point. The show itself is kind of dark, but it's about 2 genetically modified lab rats called Pinky and the Brain. Pinky's kind of dumb as a counterpart to the evil genius, the Brain. Together they would plot every night to try and take over the world. The show itself is pretty good and has elements of the classic kind of straight-faced and dummy combination that most comedies based on, so it's definitely worth a watch. In at number 6 we have everybody's favourite blue hedgehog that can run at high speeds. Not Usain Bolt in cosplay, it's of course Sonic the Hedgehog. Now there's a few Sonic cartoons out there, but the one I've gone for this list is one that I used to watch back in the day, Sonic Underground. This was originally released in 1999 and of course featured Sonic the Hedgehog and 2 characters that honestly I don't think we've seen before or since. I'm not an expert on Sonic, but I'm pretty sure these characters were made for the specific show. Sonia the Hedgehog and Manic the Hedgehog, who are like Sonic's brother and sister I think in the show. The show itself is pretty weird in that the 3 of them are in a band and they fight Robotnik and his goons, and they played instruments to fight them. It was very, very strange. Okay, so I'm probably not selling it well. It was pretty weird and not like anything you'd know Sonic for, but it was kind of fun and it had a lot of cool scenes in it, especially as a kid. I'm not sure if it particularly works nowadays, but you should check it out and let me know. In at number 5, Digimon. Digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. Yeah, I absolutely loved Digimon as a kid. I had an old VHS They were like square DVDs for younger viewers amongst you of the first few episodes of Digimon, and I absolutely loved it. So I remember there was a Digimon called Patamon that was my favourite. I had a plush of it, super cute. And as a brief summary, Digimon's about these kids that get sucked into an alternate universe and given these like Game Boy controllers that gives each of them a digital creature that they use to try and save the digital universe. I didn't watch all of it, so a lot of the storyline is kind of wasted on me, but from what I did see, it was really cool and I liked all the designs of the characters. It's a very clever concept for a show, and it's got a lot of twists and turns in the storyline, at least that of it that I saw, but it's definitely something you should check out if you like things like Pokemon, Digimon. So in at number 4 is a show I'm sure you're all familiar with, Pokemon. Now I loved Digimon as a kid, but not nearly as much as Pokemon. So for those unaware, Pokemon's a show about this kid that goes around catching monsters and making them fight each other. Okay, I've probably made that sound a bit more cruel than it actually is. I'm sure you've all heard of Pokemon, played Pokemon, watched Pokemon, but if you haven't, you really need to. Pokemon's brilliant if you love things like Digimon, Pokemon. In at number 3 is a show that's not only entertaining, but is a beacon of classic public broadcasting. That show, of course, Arthur. Now, this was big when I was a kid. I loved it. I watched it all the time. The show itself revolves around Arthur and his family as he goes through different situations during his school life, and it's a real classic, very of its time, and it kind of has this way of trying to teach kids morals, but at the same time it's very wholesome and a very nice show. Definitely worth a watch if you've never seen it. In at number 2 is another Warner Brothers creation, the Animaniacs. So Animaniacs is basically like Warner Brothers' answer to the Disney cartoon universe. It's got some really awesome and memorable skits, such as the Countries of the World song, which I'm obviously not going to play here because copyright, but it's really cool and you should check it out. I remember back when I was a kid, one of the few cartoons that I had on VHS was an Animaniacs special, and I've watched it so many times. But let's move on to the number 1 spot. So it's the time you've all waited for, in the number 1 spot. Now this show is fairly new, it came out in the past 2 or 3 years, but honestly it's instantly skyrocketed to being my absolute favourite, and that show is AggroSuko. The show itself follows Retsuko, a red panda who works a dead-end office job that she hates, but to get out her stress, anger, frustration, she sings death metal. And it's honestly so awesome and kind of relatable, not gonna lie. It's all on Netflix, so there's no excuse for you not to check it out right now. So there we go, those are my top 10 furry cartoons that you need to watch. Thank you all for watching, remember to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.